In this video, I just wanted to share some of the books and resources that we have used to do nature study in our homeschool. This book is by Simply Charlotte Mason, Hours in the Out of Doors, and it's a nature study handbook. It's nature study in a nutshell. So if you are not sure how to get started or have questions about doing nature study, this is a great resource to have. It goes through step by step on everything you need to know. Benefits of nature study. That is chapter 1. The basics of nature study is part 2. When do you do nature study? So it answers a lot of questions that you might have. What nature study looks like. Keeping a nature notebook. Supplementing nature study. Living science books, object lessons, and nature projects. The parent's role in nature study. So as you can see, it goes through everything. So this has been really helpful to us in our homeschool. This book here is really good for inspiration and motivation just to get you outside to do nature study. It is a really good read, and it really does inspire you to want to get out there with your kids. Most people are familiar with the Handbook of Nature Study. I've owned this for a few years now, and I have never used it so far. Just the size of this book kind of intimidated me, and I just did not know where to begin with this. I know that it is a very good book, a very good resource. It just seemed like too much for me. But I am planning on using it this coming school year, and to help me out a little bit, I purchased this, Weather, Wind, and Water. This book is one in a series of books by Joyce Sherrick, and she has a YouTube channel, and she talks about a lot of nature studying. She seems very knowledgeable in the subject. And she wrote these as guides to go with the Handbook of Nature Study and a few other books that she recommends. So because of that, I thought this would make it easier for us to actually use our handbook. We chose the Weather, Wind, and Water because that's what we're going to be learning about in our science, about the weather. Here in the beginning, she explains, this was designed to help you guide your student through the art of studying nature and keeping a nature journal. The principles are old, but this application is new. She takes the ideas from Anna Cosmick's classic book, Handbook of Nature Study, and are combined with the ideas of modern naturalists and educators such as Claire Walker Leslie, Charles E. Roth, Cindy Rollins, and Janet Toulis. So I thought that was pretty interesting, and I went ahead and got this one. So this will be the first one that we ever try. She also says that she has made the lessons to be very simple and short. Here she has definitions, she has a supply list, and then she lists the steps. And then she has a section for younger students and older students. At the very back, she has several poems about, well, this one is about weather. These are all weather poems. She has quite a few of them. So we're looking forward to using this along with our handbook. We have used different nature journals throughout the years. Like every year we choose a different one. This is the new one that my son, my oldest one, is using. This one is by Usborne. It is very good quality and it's really nice inside. He drew this flower here and wrote down some information. These flowers down here came with the pages like that already. As you can see, they are not completely blank. They have illustrations as well. That's very cute. So he doesn't go in order, like he just skips around. Here he wrote his poem. Here's another poem that he wrote. So along with his nature journal, he is not like a really good artist. Drawing is not something that he looks forward to. So to help him out, I purchased some of these how to draw books. They are very simple and easy steps for kids to follow, which is easier for him. And then he can use these to draw pictures in his nature journal. They have a whole series of these. This one is about insects, flowers, birds. So that flower that you saw at the beginning, he actually used this book to help him draw it. And then he drew an ant using that insect book on how to draw insects. So they are helpful, at least for my kids, they have been very helpful. If you're looking for something a little bit more advanced, this is a really good book. It tells you everything about nature drawing and nature journaling. This is a good sized book as well. The author of this book actually came to a location nearby where we live, and he had this whole class on nature journaling, and we were fortunate enough to be able to attend, and that is where we purchased this book. But I know that you can find it online as well. This is the Nature Explorer's Scrapbook. It is a beautiful book. It is very good, sturdy quality. The pages feel like cardstock, and just the pictures are really beautiful. It's broken down into sections. There's earth, air, water, and useful things. So there's basic safety, collecting specimens, caring for the countryside, and making unusual discoveries. And then they'll have a page like this for they can put some of their, like if they find, maybe they dry some flowers or something like that, they can tape them on here. Here they can put the different types of seeds and then label them. So this looks very wonderful. We have not used this yet, and I only bought one. I wanted to see if we were gonna like it or not, but I'm thinking of buying another one for my younger son as well. Another thing we've done, we're actually going through this very slowly, usually about once a week, and we're not really reading it during the summertime. This is by Simply Charlotte Mason. So it's a whole study about birds, and you need this coloring book, the instructions, and then these two books here, Blackie the Crow and the Burgess Bird Book. So we've been reading these, and my kids really love all the Thornton Burgess books, and so do I. So we have really enjoyed this. They also recommend to use a guide. This is the one that we have been using. It's very colorful, and it has beautiful illustrations as well. So the way you would do a lesson is you would read from either of these books. It tells you which book and what pages, what chapters to read. Usually the chapter is about a particular bird, and then you go to your coloring book, you find the bird, you color it, and then you also look it up in your field guide, and you can find more information about that bird. So we have really enjoyed this. There are several other books by Thornton Burgess, like this bird one. There is a seashore book. The Burgess Flower Book, and this one is a newer edition, and some of the pictures are in color. Not all of them. There are some black and white pictures, but some are in color. And then the animal book for children. Then of course there's all the little Thornton Burgess books about each individual animal and their life. And we have a bunch of these as well. A lot of these are scheduled in the younger years of Heart of Dakota as read-alouds, and then my kids just liked them so much that we purchased a lot of the rest of them. There's a lot of them, and we have been buying all the ones that we're able to find. Another resource that we have used in our home is Ranger Rick. So my kids have a subscription. They have different, depending on their age, there are different magazines. So my oldest gets, it's just Ranger Rick, and then there's Ranger Rick Jr., and I believe there is another one. I don't remember if it's lower than this or if it's higher. I can't remember at the moment. But these are really fun. My kids love getting these in the mail. They like going through them. They have just amazing pictures and photographs, lots of information. So these come in the mail, and they really like that. They don't come every month. I forget how often, but several times a year they'll just get a new one in the mail. On their website, the Ranger Rick website, They have other resources as well. Like this is a little notebook, and it's very inexpensive. I got this one for my youngest son. This one here is a field guide and a drawing book, and this one is really nice. It's very good quality as well. The photographs are beautiful. And they have lots of other resources on their website that you can find as well. There are lots of good resources out there about nature study. This is a whole series. We have several of them, but I think there are even more out there that we don't have. And these are like take-along guides. They're guides that they're small, you can put them in your nature bag and take them along with you. They're very colorful. They have lots of information. They also have some activities that the kids can do. Another series of books that we love are the One Small Square books. We first got introduced to these through Heart of Dakota. In some of the younger guides, these are part of the science section of it, and we all really liked them. I mean, they are a lot of fun. My kids loved them, so we bought the rest in the series. We actually went through several of them with Heart of Dakota, and the rest we purchased them, and my kids just like to read them on their free time. Another set of books that we have really enjoyed in our homeschool are these by Arabella Buckley. A few of these were scheduled in the Heart of Dakota curriculum as part of the science, and my son really enjoyed them. They are older books, but he really likes these. I like older books as well, so these were not scheduled in the guides. These are the ones that we bought separately, and I believe there are even more of these books in the series that we don't have. But we have really enjoyed these as well. Another good book is this Practical Naturalist. It has tons of information, beautiful photographs. This one was made it's with the National Audubon Society. It is a DK book, and it just, I know I read, it shows you how to bring nature back into your life, whether you live in the heart of the city or a cabin deep in the woods. A few other books that we have. We did a spider unit study one year because my kids were really into spiders, and so we decided to do a unit study. And this was one of the books that we read during that time. This was probably one of our favorites. These are real photographs, and they are all just stunning photographs. They are just amazing. So this is a really good spider book if you're interested in spiders. Another unit study that we did was on rocks, because that was another thing my kids were into. They were into collecting rocks and they just loved rocks. And these are a couple of the books that we used for that unit study. These were really good as well. The Tree Book. This is another great book. The Tree Book for kids and their grown-ups. This is a really good one if you want to learn about trees. Usually we pick a tree, we try to pick a different tree every year to follow through each of the seasons. And that has been fun, just watching how they change throughout the year and then recording it in the nature journal. This book is on hummingbirds. We love hummingbirds. We have a hummingbird feeder outside in our backyard, and so we get to see them almost every day come. This book has beautiful photographs. So this would be a good one if you want to do like a unit study on hummingbirds. If you like camping, this is a really good kid's guide to camping. It has it's a real working compass in the cover as well. We love to go camping. We usually go every summer, except for this year because of the virus and everything going on. We are not going this year, but we do miss it. And my son likes reading this book. He likes going through it. They have other books. They have a fishing one as well. And this is also by Ranger Rick. And if you're interested in camping, then you always have to make a fire. And this is a really good book that I found. It's all about fire making. And it really is an art. And they just talk about the different ways that people have made fire throughout the years, the different tools that they have used. It's really interesting. I just thought it would be helpful. If you never know when you're out camping or something and you only have a few things to make a fire, you will be well prepared by knowing all the tricks. And the last thing I want to mention, Trail Life. So my kids are part of Trail Life. What it is, it's just like Boy Scouts, but it's a Christian program, and my kids just love going here. It's once a week that they go, and right now, because of the virus, they haven't been able to go, but before this, it was something they looked forward to very much. It is a lot of fun. They teach them so many different things. They also get to go camping and doing a lot of outdoor stuff. They have like a special handshake and the uniform. They have an oath which is right here. On my honor, I will do my best to serve God and my country, to respect authority, to be a good steward of creation, and to treat others as I want to be treated. So that is something that they need to learn. And they also have patches that they get, and they also get pins that they could add to each of their patches. So it's very similar to the Boy Scout program. So as you can see, here are the little pins that they get. And then there's different colors depending on the level that they are in. So there are foxes, hawks, and mountain lions. So my kids, my oldest is a mountain lion, my youngest is a fox. And they get to go together, and they just really love it. They have friends there they get to meet with every week, and just all the extra activities that they get to do. So I would highly recommend it. And I know there is a girls scouting group as well, which I cannot remember the name of it at the moment, but it's also part of this. It's also Christian. So yes, my kids are really missing it right now. And that's all that I have to show you. I know it's always like a ton of books, but thank you so much for watching.